Now, back soon with more of your ultimate UK Eurovision songs as we head toward the number one. Don't go away. This is Radio 2 on the BBC Sounds app on your smart speaker and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 2 o'clock. This is Catherine Cracknell. Thousands of Eurovision fans have descended on Liverpool as excitement builds for tonight's final. The UK is hosting the music event on behalf of last year's winners, Ukraine. The show's organisers say it'll reflect the culture of both Liverpool and Ukraine. Ludmilla Martin-Roberts from the Association of Ukraine in Britain says they're very pleased with how it's all going.
It's an incredible act of kindness since we cannot hold it in our country for obvious reasons. So we are very grateful to Liverpool. They've done an amazing job. The organisers have been amazing. They involved Ukrainian community in the whole planning event, the whole event of a Euro festival that's been going on for about a month, and a lot of the projects, social projects that have been happening as well.
Rail passengers are facing further disruption as members of the RMT union stage another strike. Many train companies are running only limited services. The union's leaders call for a high-level summit with government ministers to tackle the dispute. The former Home Secretary, Priti Patel, will accuse Rishi Sunak later of contributing to the Conservative Party's huge losses in local elections in England. In a speech to a new grassroots group, she'll urge the government to listen more closely to party members. Tony Bonsignore reports.
The battle over the future direction of the Conservative Party is intensifying. Today, Priti Patel will tell the newly formed Conservative Democratic organisation that in forcing out Boris Johnson, the Tories took down a vote-winning political giant, and that errors and mistakes made by a minority have cost the party dearly. She will call for less state control, curbs on public spending and lower taxes. But other Tories are unimpressed. Writing in The Times, the former Armed Forces Minister Tobias Ellwood hit out at what he called a right-wing caucus within the party.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky is visiting Rome for talks with Italian leaders and the Pope. The Italian Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, has promised to supply more weapons and cash to Ukraine. But as our correspondent in Rome, Sofia Betizza, explains, the pledge doesn't have the universal backing of her coalition partners.
A clear example is Silvio Berlusconi. He's the leader of a centre-right political party that is currently in government. He is a long-time friend of Vladimir Putin, Russia's president. The two of them have gone on holiday together, they exchange birthday presents, and so, quite a delicate diplomatic situation for Giorgia Meloni to deal with.
And a 99-year-old former circus worker has achieved her lifelong dream of having knives thrown at her during a live circus performance. Annie Duplock from Sharnford in Leicestershire was introduced to a cheering crowd and stood against a board as blades were hurled at her by a professional knife thrower. After the show, Ms Duplock said she'd really enjoyed the experience and was ready for the next one. And that's the BBC News at 2:03. Now, let's get the travel news. Here's Orna.
Catherine, thank you very much. Well, first of all, the rail strike is taking its toll. It means fewer services, and especially now we're in the afternoon, you're seeing multiple changes and bus replacements along some of those routes and very few branch lines, if any, running. Then if we look at Liverpool, so quite a few closures in ahead of the Eurovision. It's the same places they have been, really. So it's in front of the Liver building. It's the Eurovision Festival, which is going on there at the Euro Village. A66 in Cumbria, westbound at Troutbeck. And there's been an accident, so if you're heading west, very slow, heading towards Scales. Then the M56 is closed for weekend work. It's causing a major problem between 12 at Runcorn and 11 at Prestonbrook. Eastbound queues are already back to 14 at Hapsford, but it's causing delays on surrounding routes. The Western Point Expressway, the Daresbury Expressway, the Western Point. M60, you've got match traffic out there, so 15 at the Swinton Interchange. Near the M61, queuing anti-clockwise towards Junction 13 at Worsley. It's queuing clockwise as well, though, around the Eccles Interchange at Junction 12. West Yorkshire queues on the M62 are there as well. Ainley Top at 24 is where it was held, and that was to clear an accident. It's adding about 30 minutes to your journey. Also queues in the West Midlands and at Staffordshire as well. So the M6, 14 to 15 if you're heading north, one lane closed now. That's for an accident with a 40-minute queue, that'll be. Also the M4 looking very slow for you in South Wales around Cardiff at Cardiff West at Junction 33 after an accident. I'll be back with your next one in an hour.
Your ultimate UK Eurovision song.
On BBC Radio 2.
Thank you. Yes, we are back with more of your ultimate UK Eurovision songs right here on the big network, Radio 2.
17.
Well, a man named Daz Sampson, as in Daz, the old washing powder, finished 19th with a song called Teenage Life at the 2006 Eurovision Song Contest. And he's even made it to number 17 in your ultimate UK Eurovision song vote. It's Daz Sampson and Teenage Life, and it's at number 17.